What's going on, everyone? Back on our Zero to Hero count, day 2. I forgot, I never showed y'all the deck, so I've got the deck list that I'm going to put here on the screen, and I'm also going to run through it real quick. We've got 3 1-drops in Ant-Man, Hawkeye, and Nightcrawler. The 2 drops are going to be Medusa and Sentinel. 3 are Ironheart, Wolfsbane, Punisher. 4 is Jessica Jones, 5 Iron Man, and White Tiger, and 6 is going to be Odin. I felt that these combination of cards, based on the collection level and how early we are in this game, is probably the best deck that you could make. So that's the reason I went with it. We got power, we've got options, and that's how I like to play Snap. I like to be able to, if I want to change my mind on a location, then I want to be able to do that, and I feel that this deck gives us the opportunity and power to do so. But let's get into some gameplay for day 2 as we continue to progress. We do have to contend with the Collapse Mine, but we're not going to let that bug us, and let's get rolling now. All right. We're in here on our first game, and we're going up against Patrick. Unfortunately, we don't have anything we can play right now, so we're going to have to hold off. All right. Ongoing effects are disabled here. We do pick up a Sentinel, which we are okay to put here because it is an on-reveal effect and not ongoing. So we do get him down. And we see a Misty Knight and a Sentinel of their own in the other 2 lanes. Or in the other lane. Frisk Tower, we're going to go ahead and play Sentinel and Ant-Man here. We're going to focus on these 2 lanes since he had already committed 2 to Lemuria. So we're matched Sentinel to Sentinel. We do have a lead over here, but we are 5 back here. Our best play at this point is probably to go Jessica Jones here in the middle. They run a Punisher out. We're going to be tied in this lane. We're up 4 here, but down 5 here. We can play Wolfsbane on this lane. And then Nightcrawler over here. The reason we're splitting those up are we don't want to play on Jessica so that she gets her buff. We do see a bigger commitment here from him. And we drop our own Wolfsbane down. So we're in a pretty good spot. We're up 4. We're up 8. We are down 12, but we can always move Nightcrawler. But now we got to see what we want to play here. We would love to play 2 cards, but our 2-card play is not going to be that strong. Only 4 power. So that means we should probably do either a 5 and a 1 or play just Odin. I feel our best play is to actually move Nightcrawler here to this center lane and then to drop Odin on top of this right lane. It's a little bit risky. We're only 10 power up in this middle lane. But, if he goes there, then there's not a whole lot we can do. We have to commit to this one. We're only up 4. He's up 12. So that's the reason we're going here into Fist Tower. Odin's going to add 8 power of his own and then trigger Wolfsbane. And Ant-Man's ongoing will be triggered as well. So we're going to get a big buff to Ant-Man. He goes in the middle, but he splits up his cards. So playing 2 cards means we probably have the middle secured as well. And we should have the right-hand side. And he drops Iron Man and a Hawkeye. We do. We end up getting the win. And we move to 10 and 1 on our total record of this account so far. And we're just going to continue to move. We might upgrade to get a couple of cards here just to see what we get. But for now, we're gonna try and get 2 or 3 more games in. This deck feels super strong for the level that we're at. So we're just gonna keep rolling with it. Unfortunately, we don't hit any of our 1-drops. They do hit a Misty Knight. Sinister London. Alright, so we finally hit, but it's not, probably not one of the ones we wanted. We don't really want to play Wolfsbane on him. This might be our best bet, is to just put him over in the vault, at least get something down. Maybe we draw a different 3-drop that we can put over in the vault. A Captain America in the middle would be nice. They're going to get 2 4-powered Medusas down. That's going to be really strong for them. We do have a Punisher, so we're going to go ahead and drop that on top of Hawkeye here. And they play their own Punisher into Atlantis. Our best play is probably putting Jessica Jones over here alone. She can get all the way up to 13 power, which is pretty strong, as long as nothing goes this way from Sinister London. Next turn, we are going to play Iron Man on Sinister London, just because he is too strong not to play there. So Jessica Jones comes down. Alternatively, what we could do is go Ant-Man Wolfsbane into this lane and throw Nightcrawler down. We're going to get a buff on Jessica Jones. That's probably actually our best play. We may end up securing the vault here and getting down 4 additional power. So we're going to go ahead and make that play, and let's see what he does. He decides to play into the middle. White Tiger comes over here to the right. And to the middle. So their middle is now full. We're still up on the right side here. And actually, we have a nice play here where we've already secured the vault. They shouldn't be able to get there. We're too far behind on Sinister London to do anything. Because we played... Because of the play that we made last turn, we can only play a 5-drop here. And doubling Iron Man's, it's 10, 12, it'll get us up to 24. That should be enough to take this lane. So we're going to go ahead and play that. He drops his own Iron Man, unfortunately, and we're going to end up losing this one. We come up just a bit short. So we move to 10 and 2. We do lose 4 cubes there, not ideal, but we got close there. We're in the middle of level 14, or rank 14, and we've finally got a 1-drop here to play. So we're going to go ahead and drop Nightcrawler out there. Again, his ability allows us to move him once per game. So it's nice to get him down early. And at this point in Snap, Medusa is probably my favorite 2-drop to play because you can slam her middle, and 2 for 4 feels pretty good. Especially on a location like Baxter Building, where if you win it, you get 3 power at the other lanes as well. They drop a Star-Lord, which is actually a little bit better than Medusa. So that hurts a little bit that he's got the lead there, but we do have Nightcrawler we could always sling over if we need to. But we're going to look to stack some power here into Baxter Building. We're going to drop the Punisher, knowing that he's probably going to want to play on this lane as well. And he's going to continue to get buffed. Now we've got a decision to make. We probably want to play Iron Man next turn. And there's no reason not to play Hawkeye and Ant-Man this turn. We could always hold one like Ant-Man for the last turn, which is probably what we're going to do here. Because we could always play, you know, a 5-drop with Ant-Man. They drop a Sentinel. We get our Hawkeye down. We pick up an Odin. We want to win Baxter Building. The question is, do we want to take a 50-50 that White Tiger is actually going to throw into this lane? And would it be better using White Tigers here, or just throwing Iron Man and Ant-Man next turn? We're going to make the risky play. We're going to go for White Tiger and hope that she hits Baxter Building, because we can play Iron Man, Ant-Man next turn. White Tiger comes down, and it hits Titan. So not ideal, but we can always go Iron Man and Ant-Man on our final turn in the middle. So that's going to be a 4-power Ant-Man because of his ability. Iron Man is going to double, so we will get additional power over here on Titan as well. He drops a Hulk and a Hawkeye, and it's not going to be enough. We're back on the winning track, and we're at 11-2 so far. We're going to play one more game, and then we're going to upgrade to get at least one card here. We completed another mission, so that feels pretty good. But we're going to play one more, and then we'll do some upgrading of our cards to pick up another couple cards and see if we want to incorporate them, if it's worth it, if it's not, and start moving forward in this game. So Hawkeye comes down. Rocket Raccoon does hit. So we are behind by 1-3 here. And we're going to go ahead and play Nightcrawler on to Hawkeye. Everything's going to get moved to Death's Domain here on turn 4. The rocks come down from the collapsed mine. That is the hot location currently. So these locations will pop up once a week, and it's a different one each time, but it really, because it's appearing more often, you can actually try and build your deck around that location. In this scenario, I really wish we would have played Ant-Man last turn, but we're just going to drop Wolfsbane. I don't think we can afford to skip right now. Which they do. We are way ahead here. Can we afford to skip? We're gonna. We're gonna skip this turn so that we have the collapsed mines as an option for next turn. Let's see if he adds power to Bifrost in order to try and take this lane. He's gonna. He drops Captain, so we're actually gonna be down on that lane. So now we've got to win the other two. Turn 5, we're going to throw Jessica Jones over here. That's going to be our best play. She's 4 power. They drop a Misty Knight, so we're going to be up. We've got to win both. We can leave Jessica Jones alone and stack some power here this way. This is probably our best bet. It's a little bit risky leaving her out there on her own, but we have the advantage because Ironheart could hit here in the middle a couple times, and maybe we get the win anyway. Ironheart comes down, and it does hit twice in the middle, so we're going to end up taking Death's Domain and the Collapse Mine unless they play an Ironheart of their own. And they don't. We end up getting the victory there, and we gave ourselves options that game. You know, we knew Death's Domain was going to be off limits. We got enough power there that we were able to reach it with Ironheart. Yes, it was a little lucky, but sometimes you need a little bit of luck. We get all the cubes back from the loss that we took earlier, and we complete another challenge. So we're gonna go ahead and upgrade a couple of cards just to see if we can pick up a couple of new cards and maybe try something a little different. We're gonna just upgrade what we can.
Frame break.
We're gonna pick up 25 more credits as well. We have Jessica Jones. This is gonna be a nice upgrade.
3D.
Alright. We end up getting one card. I kind of want to go for two. So we're going to get two new cards this video. So we're going to keep upgrading until we get there. Which looks like it should be 3 more, including this one.
Frame break.
Picking up these boosters along the way. So when you're upgrading your cards, the first time you upgrade, it's only going to cost you 25 credits. So you actually get a discount the first time that you're upgrading. After that, it's basically, 10 credits for 100. And, that's basically the exchange rate moving forward. So you do get that little discount on the very first one, but that's the only one. And we've got our 2 cards, so we're going to pop these open, and the first one we pick up is Lizard. That's going to be a really nice pickup. 2 for 5. He's ongoing. -3 power if your opponent has 4 cards here. So you can always play him in a lane where, your opponent doesn't have anything. And we pick up Squirrel Girl, a nice 1 power card. Honestly, she's not my favorite out there, but she's pretty good in her own right. So we're going back to our deck here. And the question is, do we want to try and include either of the new cards? It looks like we may have an opportunity to actually make another deck. We've got ongoings of quite a few cards, including our new Lizard card, Punisher, Kazar, Iron Man, Spectrum. And that reason we're putting those, her on reveal gives ongoing cards +2 power. And all the other cards we have in our deck so far are ongoing. We do have a Mr. Fantastic, which we can pick up right here as well. That seems like a good addition. Since we did take Kazar, it might make sense to take Squirrel Girl as well. And potentially even Nightcrawler. We've got 2 spots left. It's mainly early plays right now, so we probably want to add some power potentially. Putting a Hulk down is not necessarily a bad idea. And for our last spot, Jessica Jones is a nice source of power. Nick Fury. So he can toss us some cards. We do have Spectrum for all of our ongoing cards, which is basically, which is everything from Iron Man down. So we've got a little bit of a mix here. But we're going to give this new deck a try and see if we can get some wins with this one. So our Squirrel Girl comes down immediately, and we're going to get 1 power at each location. He gets Mr. Sinister. Not a bad play for him there. We definitely want to save Mr. Fantastic here for the middle to get some power there. And we're going to toss Nightcrawler just over into this far right lane for now. Ongoing effects are disabled. So that's actually good for Lizard now. Not great for Mr. Fantastic, but now Lizard is just 5 power at 2. So that's a very, very nice play for him. He's continuing to play into Sakaar. Colossus comes down. Now is going to be the turn that we're going to skip to get rid of those rocks. And we're going to drop Mr. Fantastic to actually change the plans. Picking up Kazar is huge. We have a lot of 1-drops on the board right now. And his ongoing buffs up all the 1-drops by 1. We see a new card we've never seen before. And we're in a really nice spot right now. I kind of want to get Ant-Man down, but I think Nick Fury is still the best option. We're up 7 there. We're going to go ahead and throw into this lane and see what type of 6-drop Nick Fury can get us. They hit us with the Spider-Man there. That's a little bit tough. And Nick Fury gives us what we need to win. So, we picked up a second Hulk, which is awesome, but it's only 12 power. We picked up a leader, and this is probably who we'll end up playing here. On reveal, copy all the cards your opponent played, but on your side. Super strong card to just keep pace. Null, ongoing, has the combined power of all the cards destroyed this game. Nothing has been destroyed. And then we drew Spectrum. So we kind of have our choice here, but we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna throw leader over into this lane, matching whatever they play here or here. And since we are up in both of those spots, this should be an easy victory. So we're gonna snap and end our turn. We did get to try out Lizard as a new card, so that's pretty awesome. And let's see if we get this victory here. He did make a very smart play, putting 2 into the Collapse Mine. Let's see if it was enough for him. It's a Mr. Fantastic. He's going to come up just short. It was a really nice, clean play, but it was just not enough power. We were too far ahead. So we're going to take that, move up to 15. We do complete another mission as well. And we're going to keep moving right along. We're 5 games in this second part of Zero to Hero. And so far, we've had a little bit less luck than yesterday. We've already suffered our first loss. But overall, it still feels pretty good. We've got another deck to play with, and we're going to keep rolling. Alright, we got rid of the mine, or rather the rocks that were in the Collapse Mine. So we're free to play Squirrel Girl here just to get some power at all of the locations. This turn you have 2 options. You can either go Mr. Fantastic or the Punisher. Those are probably your 2 best. You do have Lizard if you wanted to play him, but Mr. Fantastic with his ongoing adjacent locations having +2 power seems like a really nice spot right here. We're going to get some power at these other lanes and in this lane as well. So the second turn in a row, we're adding power to every single lane. He drops a domino and a rocket. Alright, and we're already up on Xander, so that feels good. We do have some 1-drops out there, so now is a good time to drop Kazar. Again, we're adding power to every single lane. And right now, we are in pretty good shape. Iron Man. We could take some random cards from Nick Fury, or we could play these 2. The Punisher feels like a really nice play here, and since they haven't committed much to Kamar-Taj, we are going to go ahead and we're going to drop Lizard. And let's see where they play. We waited until turn 5. We would really like for them not to fill up this location, but he does now have 2 cards there. And he dropped a White Tiger, which is actually going to hit Xander in the middle. And it hit the Collapse Mine. That is really good for him. He is He started to pull away a little bit, but we still have a shot in this one. We are up on these two locations, and we could take this one if we wanted. I think our best shot, though, lies with us putting Iron Man here and Nightcrawler here. We're adding power to 2 lanes. We're getting up to 22. We're getting up to 12. It spreads out our power the most. It's a little bit shakier of a position. He does drop,
I am Iron Man.
actually 26 because of the +1 power to Iron Man. And they played. He drops a Hulk in the center, and it's not going to be enough. That was a little bit closer game, but we ended up getting the victory again. So we're going to keep moving right along. We're 4-1 on the, well, 4-1, 5-1. 5-1 on the day. We went 9-1 in part 1, so we're going to continue to play and see if we can keep this up. Alright, since we can't play, perfect time to just skip our turn and get rid of those rocks. Gamma Lab. First time we've seen Colossus, but we are going to throw him here into this this center lane. We would like to get another Hulk out there. The Nexus coming down. We're going to go ahead and we're going to toss Punisher that way. Right now it's looking like we're going to try and use Hulk onto the Nexus on turn 6, and we're trying to piece together our plays until that point. He drops a Domino and a Nightcrawler. Our Punisher comes out, and he's already 5 power on his own. Looks like the game is trying to figure out what to do here. Our Colossus eventually does turn into Hulk, just like we needed him to. He's probably going to fill this lane. So what we're going to do is we're going to play Kazar there because he's our most power. Because these two will be coming down. He drops a Namor, so he adds 5 power of his own. These are both ongoing. We could play Spectrum 2, 4, 6, 11. That's still not going to be as much power as just playing a Hulk next turn. So we're going to play Nick Fury here. We're going to get some other options for 6 drops on our final turn. And we pick up a couple of options, but we do not want to play Destroyer. He will blow up our whole board. We can't play Infinite because we played a card last turn. And Heimdall will move us off of the Nexus. So we don't want to do any of those. Our best play is just going to be to drop Hulk down here. And that should give us the victory. He drops a Hulk of his own, but it's not going to be enough. We've got more than enough power, and we take that victory. And we continue to complete missions as well, working our way towards our weekly challenge. And we're going to keep going. Not sure if it's 14-2 or 13-2, but we're going to let this roll. We'll check that out in the end. Alright, miniaturized lab. Cards cannot be played there on 3, 4, and 5, so we're going to want to try and get a little bit power in there. We do have Spectrum, so we can always buff him later as well. He's just going to drop a Nightcrawler on the Lachuca, which I would recommend not playing there, because when you play a card here, you shuffle 3 rocks, and rocks are a 1 energy, 0 power. And like the text says, it's pretty much useless. So we're going to skip this turn, let our rocks get destroyed. And next turn, we're going to drop probably Mr. Fantastic and Nightcrawler. And we're going to put them right here on the Collapse Mine. Punisher may be a better play. But we always have next turn that we can play Punisher. Or maybe we play Nick Fury there. We're not sure yet. Punisher plus Lizard might be a good play over here on turn next turn. So instead, we're just going to stack some power here. He throws a rock. And then he buffs his Wolfbane. So he used his rock there to get his Wolfbane some extra energy. Cards cannot be added. We could play Nick Fury into the Chukagia, knowing that we're not. We're gonna just play Nick Fury here on the Collapse Mine. We're gonna continue to build our power. We get some more options for 6 drops. Ooh, that hurt a little bit. That was a strong play by them to bring down the power of our cards here. We're up on these 2 lanes, and they know that. They see that. So they probably don't expect us to go after these 2, which is what we're going to do because we picked up Heimdall. So we can push him over here. Colossus is going to follow, and all of these are going to follow right into this lane as well. So we should end up with, let's see, 13 power here, and then 1, 2, 8 power here. So hopefully that's enough, but let's find out. That Spider-Woman was a really nice play for them. They're definitely thinking about it. They know we've got extra options. They play their own Iron Man into the Chukagia. And unfortunately, that's going to be enough. We're going to end up taking another loss right here. Moving to 14-3. We would have won this lane easily. And unfortunately, we came up a little bit short there. So we take that loss. And we move on. Couple games left, and then we'll probably call it a day for part 2 here. So we're gonna go ahead and start with Nightcrawler on this lane. And the reason we're starting him there is because when a card moves here, destroy it. It's turn 1. All the lanes are options, and you can only move this once. So rather than risk making a stupid mistake by playing him in one of these 2 and then accidentally moving him there, we're just going to play him there and know that we're safe. Shuri's Lab comes out. And that looks like a good spot for Colossus. He's going to go ahead and jump up to a 6 power. Let's see if they end up playing on top of Hawkeye, which they do. And they play a Ant-Man. So it doubles. We're still up here. We're in a great position. We feel really nice being up. Being up power with having less cards play. Mr. Fantastic is another nice play here because he's going to get power into both of these lanes. And him being doubled up is more than these 2. He played his own Mr. Fantastic. But he played it over into Fist Tower. This is a rare spot where we can actually play Lizard here and not worry about them filling. He's going to double up to 10 power, so even if he gets even if they fill up and he loses 3 power, he's still going to be a 7 power for 2. That's still a really, really strong play. He's up to 10 power. We do drop Ant-Man on this side. They're probably not playing into this lane. That is good news for us, and we're going to play Iron Man over there. So we're going after these 2 lanes, and we already have the negative zone as of right now. So he does pile into Fist Tower. Probably not the best decision. He plays a Khazar and a Nightcrawler. Okay, so Nightcrawler he could still move out. Nightcrawler you can still move out, but we're gonna play the Punisher there. That should be the most power that we can get at this lane. He's gonna benefit from a full lane. Ant-Man's gonna move up. Then Iron Man is doubling everything. We already have a nice lead in Shuri's lab and over in the negative zone. We could play Squirrel Girl, get 2 power here, but they put a 1 power here, -3. We would even back out in the negative zone, so probably not what we want to do. So we're going to leave our last spot empty and hope that we've got enough in these 2 lanes and maybe even negative zone. Let's see what he's got. He does end up filling this center lane. We're going to take Fist Tower. He plays Iron Man. That's going to be enough for them to take that lane. But because we played Mr. Fantastic in the middle, we end up winning the far right lane. And moving to 15-3 so far in the series. We complete another mission. We've really stacked up the credits, which feels nice. But we're going to keep grinding away here. After turn 3, all cards here swap sides. We don't want to give him anything just for free. So we're going to play Nightcrawler just over into the far right lane. Should be safe for now. He is going to play his Nightcrawler there, but because it can move, I'm guessing he's probably not going to leave it there. This looks like a good turn to pass to clear up our rocks, and then we can play our Mr. Fantastic right here into the middle lane on turn 3. And let's see if he leaves his Nightcrawler there. We do end up getting some extra power. So we're going to toss Mr. Fantastic down right into the middle. He's going to give us power in both Oscorp Tower and the Wakandan Embassy. He does move his Nightcrawler out of the way, not giving us a free card. Ooh, and he hits with a Rocket Raccoon. He has some power out there. He's beating us in all lanes except for Oscorp. So now we got to start making some plays. We know he's already got 2 cards here and probably going to have more. So we're going to drop the Punisher. And we're going to drop the Punisher and we're going to play Ant-Man here in the middle. He drops his own Mr. Fantastic. Our Punisher comes down. That should give us the lead there. So we're up 1, down 3, and we're tied. We need to get some power out there. We're going to drop Iron Man right in the middle. I feel like that's going to be a strong play. He's putting Namor on Oscorp. That's a really nice play for him. We are up in 2 lanes now, though. And we've got multiple cards we can play. He's probably going to come after this lane because he knows that Iron Man doubling anything is going to be super strong. We're going to split up our power. We're going to put 6 power here. And we're going to play Lizard here. And I think that should be enough for us. Let's see what he comes back with, though. He drops 2 in the middle. Not what we expected him doing. He drops a Bishop and a Colossus. It's not going to be enough. It was a nice play, but we're going to move to 16-3 so far.
Victory.
And we feel pretty good. All right, we've got 1 more in us. Let's see if we can get up to level 16 there. Well, rank 16. Mirror Island. Whenever I see Mirror Island, I always try and get something into it just because your power is going to continue to grow as the game goes on. Especially on turn 1. It's a cool looking location, so we're going to toss them there. They put an Ant-Man there, so they're going to, continue to grow as well. Ooh, that is great for us. That throws a Hulk down into the middle. It does put Iron Man for them. So a fairly equally strong play. What we're going to do now, though, is we're going to take advantage of Nightcrawler being able to move. And we're going to let him stack some power up as this game goes on. And then we're going to move him. So we're going to hold out for now. We do see Shuri's lab again. Mr. Fantastic is too good not to put in the middle, though, so that is where he is going to go. They put their own Mr. Fantastic onto Shuri's lab. We pick up our own Iron Man, so we can definitely go after Sakaar now. And we're just going to pass. We're going to play Iron Man here next turn. And then maybe we move Nightcrawler. At this point, we're probably not. He's going after this lane, clearly. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to drop Iron Man right here onto this middle lane. He snapped. I'm going to snap. I think we've got this. Honestly, I think he's done.
I am Iron Man.
And we're going to be able to buff this even more by dropping our girl Spectrum. As you can see, we had her ready to go, and she lit up Ant-Man, Mr. Fantastic, and Iron Man. So you know that she's going to buff those. She's going to get +2 to all of those. Ant-Man's going to get an even bigger buff, and she's going to fill out this lane, getting her 1 power herself. This should be an easy victory to end part 2. They move Nightcrawler. We play Spectrum. Spectrum's buffing everything we thought it would. We're up to 38 power in the middle, 33 on the left, and we take an easy victory to move to 17-3 on our Zero to Hero. These ones are a little bit longer, but I hope y'all are enjoying them. If there's any plays that you see that you want a little bit more explanation or thought on, please feel free to reach out, leave me a comment. Something like that, and I'd be happy to kind of go over it maybe in a video or maybe just address it in the comments. But if you liked it, please remember to subscribe, like, and if you can, share the video. That'd be great. It really does help me out. But I will see you in part 3 of Zero to Hero next time. Until then, let's have some fun.